Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Bulgarian workout. And we're making some minor changes to the format. First and foremost, like I said yesterday, we're going to drop the chins for a while. They're just aggravating my bicep too much as far as all that scar tissue through it. And people need to remember, when I say I have scar tissue in my bicep, I don't mean I have like a little inch of scar tissue. I have a 4-inch long channel that's over an inch deep of scar tissue through my left bicep. It's pretty severe. So that's what I have, and it's made it difficult. I've still gotten pretty strong at them, but also I've kind of been doing different stuff with my grips on my squat to compensate, and I'm at a point to where I've really gone the opposite direction, just trying to find different things that work. I'm going to go back to what I had originally been doing early in the Bulgarian before I started getting the bicep irritation, because as you guys notice, I keep jacking my elbows further up, and I need to just pull my scapula in tighter instead of trying to use that to create the shelf. And I've tried different things, different false grips here, but it seems like no matter what I do, I just get more and more wrist bend, and the wrist bend is really irritating that whole bicep a lot more from the other stuff. I need to fix both problems. So I noticed it again today, after my heaviest squat, my 482.5, it was just throbbing. So it's like, okay, I need to go ahead and put wrist straps back on to keep my wrist straight, and I need to start pulling my elbows back down and just get my upper back tighter. That's what I had been doing back when I was in the low 400s, like when I was doing 405 every day. That's actually what I was doing, and it was working just fine. But I did, from the chin up, start to get a little bit of bicep irritation and started adjusting things. And as it's got more irritated, it's gotten worse and worse. So I need to sort that out. Fortunately, because 3 months ago I was doing that already, it's going to be an easy transition to go back to it. I'm not going to have to relearn. I'm not going to have to reset weight. I'm going to come in and just do it tomorrow and go ahead and squat my normal weight, right? And I'm going to see if it helps me get tighter up top. And maybe it'll actually improve my strength. But yeah, that's what I need to do. And it's relearning low bar has just been a pain for me because of that old issue. That's why I didn't do low bar even back in the UK at meets, right? So I didn't do it. And yeah, that squat looked a little slow today. But again, part of it was just trying to adjust grips with different grips, and it's just not working. And I mean, I'm almost making a noob level mistake there, the way I'm doing it, just trying to find something that doesn't hurt. It's not working. It's going the opposite direction. And I really need to be going the other way. It needs to be keeping the wrist straight. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap my wrists back up to prevent them from bending, and I'm going to point my elbows down. That should sort it out. But that, and then taking the chin-ups out that have been aggravating it also, that should sort the issue. So I'm going to go back to rows. I'm going to go back to rows, which I did today, and I'm going to do triples. I might eventually go up to 5s, or I might do more volume, like more sets of instead of 3. I'm going to treat them as a true accessory. And I want to kind of work a little more on my standing press. And the reason for that, I feel like these are going to build up the areas I need to stabilize my bench better, and to improve my deadlift, because I need to start doing back off volume. And I was going to do that today. I missed my press today. We'll get to that in a minute. But the point being, rows from the floor are a fantastic accessory for the deadlift, right? And it's hard to do a lot of volume of deadlifting, particularly with the frequency I'm going to do. These are easy to recover from. They have great carryover. Those are probably the 2 best trapezius exercises that are compound movements known to man. Sorry, guys who like rack pulls, you guys are full of shit. You're not based on reality. It's a delusion you guys have that rack pulls build your traps. Sorry, that's the truth. The 2 best compounds, my observation over the years, looking at biomechanics and data and everything else, heavy rows and standing presses build the traps, right? Those are your premier trap builders, unless you want to do a shrug of some type. That'll help build up my traps better to deadlift. So I'm going to start trying to do some back offsets on the press. I was going to do it today, but I missed my press. But, the bench went good. This was nice and clean. Thought it was pretty fast. I still feel like maybe my triceps and my stability could use some work, and that's why the rows and the standing presses are going to help. I feel like just stronger overall delts, stronger triceps, it'll carry over to my bench pretty good. Even though the bench today was just fine. In fact, my last couple of days, the bench has been fine. It seems to be doing okay. The spar speed's good, not grinding. So that's what we want. So my point back to the other two, I think those are going to work well because I'm going to get better rear delt development, better trap development from the Pendlay rows. It's a better grip trainer, it trains the pull from the floor. I think it's going to give hopefully good carryover for my stability on my bench, and it's going to give me good carryover to this deadlift as I'm rebuilding my deadlift. I mean, obviously the deadlift itself is going to come up as I increase weight on the bar because I'm not really struggling right now. This isn't even RPE 7 or 8 at this point, but we're going to rebuild it slow because of this hook grip. And I did notice my thumbs are a little sore. The skin's getting a little blistered. 4th day in a row pulling hook grip. I am noticing almost not quite a blister on the thumbs, particularly the left one, but it's getting there. So, I'm going to have to just take care with that, build it up gradually. Obviously only doing 1 rep things, not doing multiple reps on hook grip exercises. Even for warm-ups, we're going to build it up, work on the grip, and then the rows are going to give, I think, good carryover, in addition to that extra rear delt work. And then I feel like doing a little bit of back off volume because the standing press is really stalling for me. It's really stalling. I feel like I really need to start doing a hair back off work on it. It'll cause a little bit of hypertrophy in those weaker areas because, I'm not getting the press where I want it. I missed the press again today. So I'm missing it once every week. I need to get that weight every day, not just 5 days a week. Not have 3 of them where it moves fast and then 2 grinders and 1 miss. That's what it seems like. I need that to be consistent. Obviously the deadlift went easy there. People noticed, they said, hey, your form is looking really good, even though it's a deficit and you're ramping up, it's looking real clean. It's like, thank you. I've worked on changing my biomechanics a little bit on it. But yeah, the rows. There we go, row is pretty simple. You guys notice my start position is very similar on the Pendlay row here with my deadlift, and that's for a reason. I want a similar start position. I want that similar start position because that's what's going to give me the carryover. I'm pulling off the floor. But yeah, it's going to help with my rear delts. It's going to help with my traps. Obviously lats, but my lats grow from anything, guys. I could never do another chin-up or pull-up again the rest of my life, and I'd still have massive lats. Mine grow from anything. So fortunately for me, that's not a problem. And kind of the question I ask is, how big a lats do I really need? I need lats big enough to deadlift 700 pounds. They don't need to be any bigger than that. So who cares? Not the end of the world. And someone asked, with that chin-up goal, do you fail your chin-up goal if you quit doing overall? No, because I can go back and do it later. If I drop 20 pounds of body weight and I continue to build my biceps and back and everything up, I'll come in and easily hit my chin-up goal for the year. I could come in and do it later and probably train it for 2 weeks and hit the goal. Once my bicep is no longer irritated, it'll be no problem. It'll be no problem at all. Press today, I'm wondering why did I miss it today instead of later in the week? Well, Thursdays tend to be hard. Number 2, I did rows first. Now, they were separated by a nap, by the way. I did the rows right after my deadlift. Right after, because I already have it on the floor. I figure it's a good accessory for it. Let's just do it afterwards. Well, made my press hard today. I missed my 225. So that might have pushed me to my 1 day a week where I missed it sooner because my upper body got some extra work first. But you know what? I'll adapt to that. Like with anything else, it's hard. Just like at first, it was really hard to squat before I press. Just like I started missing them at the gym, though, with a couple of weeks I did front squats every other workout, I started missing presses again with my daily minimum right after front squats. Well, because that extra strain on the muscles, So I missed it today. It kind of sucks because I was going to do some back off work after it, but I'm like, no, I'm done. I missed that lift. I need to quit for the day. Maybe do some grip work. So, in short, what I'm going to need to do moving forward, I need to sort my grip situation on the squat. We're going to work on that tomorrow. The strength is fine. I don't need any extra work for my squats. My squats are going up just fine. I'm happy with them. I'm ahead of schedule for my goals. No point in changing anything other than minor things like the grip, which isn't really that minor. So that's going to be fixed. Rows as an accessory instead of chins as a primary movement. Again, it'll probably carry over really well to what I want to do. I might have to do a hair of bicep work in addition just to be safe. But, they're going to help a lot with my deadlift. It's going to take that strain off the bicep. So that'll be sorted, and I need to start doing a little bit of back off work on the standing press, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of hypertrophy in spite of slow cutting in those areas. Bring that up, and then that will carry over to some of my other lifts. But all in all, the primary lifts outside of that, they're really staying the same. The bench and the squat are not changing. They're doing just fine how they are, so we'll keep them where they're at. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.